Hey, at home, thank you for staying tuned. Shauna Roy, Michael Riley, you're watching In the Upper Room. And of course, we are live here in the studio tonight. We are going to our first interview this evening. We're being joined by Dwayne Adams. You will be inspired by his story, but we're just looking forward. We're learning more about our guest, Dwayne, as you will be. So we're all in this together. Welcome to In the Upper Room, Dwayne.
Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So we were just watching a little bit of Breaking Barriers and the rowing. So can you tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about your story?
Sure. Breaking Barriers, I started that after my rowing career to help in the city youth. My main intention was to get them on the water to teach them the sport of rowing. But doing that, I found out that these kids are not in shape. We have the obesity problems, we have the violence problem. So I figured if we could set up an indoor training facility, which the youth don't have, that would discipline them, respect, teamwork, nutrition, and get them in shape. All these qualities are used in the sport of rowing. So that way it's almost like a hook where I'm giving them something, but I'm getting a lot in return because you're getting an overall better young person for society.
So when did this start?
I started this in 2005. I seen a story that really touched me about some youth that passed away because they had nowhere to go and play. And I started Breaking Barriers. So any money that I had, I went and started my nonprofit, got everything I needed, started writing up information, and I was blessed to get people along the way to help me.
Okay.
And then that way one thing led to another, and now here I am in Wilmington, Delaware. It'll be 9 years in July, and I'm ready to just tear this thing up.
So when you first started, you said now you're in Wilmington, Delaware. So you were in what area?
I was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I established it. I initially tried to establish it in Camden. The story I seen happened in Camden, New Jersey. But it didn't work out there. So I came to my home and started everything in Philadelphia, and it worked very well.
Awesome.
So in the video, I noticed that there's lots of young men. How about girls?
Well, now I get more girls.
Okay.
The last group of students I worked with, I had 17 kids. 10 of them were females, and the other 7 were boys. So now they gravitate more because I think they find it more challenging, and then some of the things I do, they want to challenge the young men. They're like, oh, we can be better than you. And they are.
Are they really?
They are. They are.
Oh, really?
Yes, because in the sport of rowing itself, us men, we want to muscle the boat.
Got you.
The women is more finesse. So when it comes to the training, some of the training that I have, the men try to muscle it. Instead of using technique, the women, they're more technical, so they're able to succeed a little better.
Wow. So one more thing that they beat us at. You know?
So Dwayne, walk us through the beginning. When how does the program work? Is it in segments? Is it in seasons? What happens when a young person first joins you?
Well, when they first join us, what we're trying to do is make sure we get all the information about them, especially the background. Single parent, a lot of them come to me are from single parent homes.
Okay.
A single parent, or if it's both parents, grandparents, are you a good student in school? If you're not, are you overweight? Because we can see that by measuring you and everything else. And then we want to find out exactly, and me personally, even though I'm the president, I want to find out personally, where's your mentality at? After we find all these things together, then we can put them into it's like a 3-month program that they go into, even though it can be year round. It's a 3-month program. And within those 90 days, you will see progress in these young people.
Right.
For example, the other day I had a group come past. It was 7 kids. They knocked on the door to Breaking Barriers. They came in and it was loud. And stop, stop. Let me straighten this out to you right now. By the time they left, I said, all hands in, what are we going to say? And they had a chant, you know, so 1, 2, 3, bam. If you come back, this is how I want you to act. When you're in the street, you're representing Breaking Barriers. So one kid said, oh, can I come back with my family without them? Another one asked the same thing. Before you know it, 5 out of the 7 kids wanted to come back with their parents to be a part of Breaking Barriers outside of the school that brought them in.
Wow. That is deep. Now, I don't know a bunch about rowing. You know, I've seen it done. You know, I've seen on the Christina River and things. How many individuals does it take to, you know, have a
How many
team?
people does it take to make that boat move?
It depends.
That's what I was trying to say. I
See,
love
she
that.
was about to be a rower, so she knows.
Yeah.
It depends on what boat.
Okay.
In rowing, you have singles, doubles, 4s, and 8s. And those are what you need in a boat. And then the bigger the boat, it depends where you position a person. You want your strongest muscle people within the middle of the boat.
Oh.
And everyone else they're strong, but they're more technical, and that helps the boat move in one unit.
Okay.
And see, that's where like in our society, you step on someone's foot, it might be a fight. You try to get some help, I'm not going to help you, et cetera, et cetera. In rowing, one person speaks in their boat. Everyone else has to respect that person. So now if I have a group of teenagers or a group of young kids listening to what I'm saying, and like, this person is going to dictate everything that goes on, they have to respect that person. No, why? No, you have to respect that person. So even though it's something for the sport of rowing, this is something when they get in the street, I need you to help me do this. Sure, okay. It
Right.
worked. So that's a part of breaking barriers that also works for them.
That's awesome because go ahead.
No,
Sean.
go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say even in the name breaking barriers, it seems to bring up or conjure up an image of being able to break through the barriers, and because a lot of times kids want to belong to something, Now, we prefer for them to belong to something positive, and if we don't offer that, then they're going to belong
Going
to
to something negative.
Exactly.
Yeah, so organizations like yours are so important.
And I mean, it goes with, my story. My story is nothing more than breaking barriers. And ever since I got out the hospital, it was a continuous thing of breaking barriers. And my story was I was a shooting victim in Philadelphia. Sitting on my mother's steps, drug shootout, stray bullet. The bullet landed in my left eye. When it crossed my face, it's currently behind my right eye. So it's partial sight in the right eye, a prosthetic in the left, no sense of smell. A month in the hospital, I got out the hospital and I started rehabilitation. Someone introduced me to the sport of rowing. I went down to the river, rowed the mile, said I love this. 9 months after I was out of the hospital, I had my first race. I was winning the whole race until the end, and I lost about 3 seconds, and that started everything. From then it was like, how can I get better? How can I get healthy? How can I do this? And then first place. I have won in every boat out there with different teammates. I've continued to win. And then when the trials came for the U.S. National Adaptive Team in 2002, I tried out, made the team. My team went over to Seville, Spain. We won a bronze medal. I wasn't happy. I wanted gold.
Right.
That's the drive. And after representing for 3 years, came back, started breaking barriers, continue. Oh, by the way, for you.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
For you.
Hey, thanks. Oh, man.
Thank you very much.
This is great, man. Look at that
This is
logo.
nice.
Look at the logo.
See, I get a T-shirt. Wasn't even on the road team.
See there?
And this is what the young men and women will be wearing when they come to breaking barriers.
That's awesome.
So how long between, you said that it's a 3-month cycle. How long is it 3 months from the time they step in to start training till they get in the water?
Well, what it is they can probably get in the water before then. I'm working with another program called WIRA. It's right on Front Street. And they have all the boats and facilities and everything else. So it cuts a lot off for me. In Philadelphia, I was trying to do both things, which is really crazy. Train them indoors, take them to the river. Now I can train them indoors. They can go to WIRA and start rowing on the river. But what's going to happen is, you know what? I still need to get stronger. I still want to do some other things and come back to breaking barriers.
Right.
Now my setup is space.
Right.
You won't see benches. You won't see leg machines. You won't see none of those things. You'll see a big wide open space where you can do a group workout, which is BB Fit. That's 15, 20 minutes nonstop, just working. Then you have a choice of row machine, spin bike, medicine balls, battle ropes, plyo boxes, and all these things will get the kids stronger and healthier, working in teams, but less chance of injury. So I don't have to worry about a kid on the bench and it slips and falls.
Right.
Right.
So that makes it so much fun for them.
Yeah.
And then while they're getting stronger, I'm like, listen, let me show you the correct technique on rowing. And they're rowing on this side. Hey, would you like to try to do the same thing in the boat? Now when they get to the boat, they won't be scared and they're strong enough to deal with the resistance of the water and the oars.
Right. I need to take some rowing lessons from you too because I'm a fisherman and I go rent rowboats sometimes down what is that? Lum's Pond.
Okay.
I'm terrible at it. I'm working myself to death. And I know this boat it's like a V hole, you know.
Yeah, I know the kind.
And there's no white caps or anything. Man, I'm out there struggling. I'm doing something
Sweating.
wrong. Yeah, oh
Sweating.
yeah, oh yeah. I need you, man. I need you to help
But
me.
see,
on that.
when you say you need me, are you saying you need me to teach you, or are
Teach
you
me.
saying I need you to row the boat while I fish?
Well, I hadn't
Don't
thought
give
of,
him ideas.
I had not
Don't give
thought of
him any
that, but
ideas.
that sounds like that could work. But no, you know, hopefully I can come down there and watch and learn. You know,
So where is your facility?
The facility is 503 Harley Street, right off of 5th and Green Hill Avenue. It's a 3,500 square foot building. I have my office in there. I have a computer lab with 10 computers because between physical training, nutrition, and academics, college scholarships for college is just popping out the water for these kids. And that's what we want to teach, not just the kids, the parents, alternatives. Don't just give your kid a basketball. And I used to play basketball,
Right.
football before I lost my sight. Don't just give them a basketball and let them go outside and play. And I try to explain to the kids coming in my program, chance of you making an MBA, and I'm not knocking you,
Right.
but as adults, we know.
Yeah.
They don't know. They
Right.
think because they're the baddest kid on the court that day, the NBA or the NFL is right around the corner.
Right.
And I try to explain to them, if you row, I can almost guarantee a better chance of getting a scholarship to college. Once you're in college, then walk onto the court of the football field. When you tell the coach you're a rower, they're going to give you a trial because they know you're an athlete. Then from there, if you make the team, if you don't, Mr. Dwayne was right. But you know what? I got my major. I'm still rowing. I still have a future.
Right.
yeah, yeah.